Yo, it's the pandemic special. Um, I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say 3CP for some reason. We in the No Huddle podcast. I know we didn't have no game. We're gonna get into what's gonna happen and everything about that. Uh, John Tyler didn't have a game. Lee did have a game, and they did lose. About 37-14. I said this before, and I said it again. Lee is who we thought they were. They're gonna score a lot of points. They might meet up to a real good team, and they might come back down the side. So I don't like I said, down with them losing that bad, it pushed it up further. Luffy has to be really trash. Luffy got to be really trash, and JT is getting better because they played them pretty good, and they could have won. And Longview just been Longview. They had the little one game stint or whatever where they lost. We thought, oh, Longview's gone, but then they came back to life. So looks like they're still the team, probably the number one team in the district. Besides Highland Park, looked pretty good. They did play a game. I seen a score. I think they beat Arlington Booth. It was. I gotta look at the score. I seen it on the forum, but they beat a team pretty easily. So looks like this. I'm thinking that 1-2-3 type thing. You can just toss up Highland Park and Longview either way. You can switch them. I can do this back and forth. Either of them could be 1 and 2. And number 3, and people saying this on the forum, they look like the third best. Jonathan look like the third best team in the district. So we getting to all that anyway. Before we get into anything with the that thing, well, the season it ties in everything else. Chopper Hill ended up losing again to Palestine. I believe it was like 55-14. Like I told you, I was talking to his dad about was Cam playing. Cam did play, and I've got some news about some things, but I want to put out this stuff about what's going on with everybody. But we know there's some stuff we never happened last year about Cam not playing some games. Well, looks like the offensive coordinator from Chopper Hill is got some type of things going on with the offense that he wants to change, and that's what you see with them scoring the lesser points than they did when Cam and his brother were having that chemistry together, and he's wanting to go other ways with the offense. And now we're seeing the same thing but switched around. Instead of Cam, it's his brother. So that's like, how can these kids catch a break? I mean, if you're playing well, if something's working, why would you change it? Your two most important games, Lindale, Palestine, two good teams, and you got Henderson and Kilgo coming up. Are you just gonna keep wanting to lose the games because you don't want somebody doing this, or you don't want the offense going this way? It's like, how can you keep winning when you're winning? You beat Athens easily and handled them like they was an undefeated team, and y'all handled them easily with the offense, the way the offense was working. So I don't know what's going on with the coaching staff over there, but if that's the case, that I don't give them another year. And whoever the coach, they switched head coaches so long. Besides, since the last time I know they had a sole head coach was that one guy that won the state with him. Was that Stewart, or I don't remember his name. All I remember is Dickie Meeks, because I went to Chapel Hill when Dickie Meeks was around. And I remember he was the coach for years, and then he won a state championship in '89 and all that. But after that, I don't know the coaches. I remember coaches. I remember coaches, assistant coaches, and all that. But I don't remember the names of head coaches since after Dickie Meeks. But I remember Coach Bowie, one of my favorite track coaches. Everybody who probably went to Chapel Hill, and people who right now, y'all probably know Coach Bowie. What the hell? Where is Coach Bowie? I don't know. But Coach Bowie was a cool coach. He was a black dude, bald-headed black dude. And that's what he looked like. He looked like the man off of, see, you ever seen Rocky 4? You remember, what's the one okay, Sizzler Dunn had it. You know when he said, throw in a towel, throw in a damn towel. Yeah. That guy, that's Coach Bowie. Damn. That's Coach Bowie right there. That is Coach Bowie. Throw the damn towel. Yeah, him. Everybody knows Coach Jones. I know you know Coach Jones. He went to John Tyler, but he was a Chapel Hill coach before that. He was our track coach. Yeah, you probably didn't know that. Coach Johnson. Rest in peace, Coach Johnson. He track coach. I remember running track with him. Terrence Murphy was in that track coach with me. A lot of those good dudes. Terrence Murphy, Grant Kennedy, pretty much the well-known Terrence Murphy. He went to NFL. Y'all know what happened to Terrence Murphy. And some other people. But yeah, Coach Johnson, Coach Yarbrough. I remember Coach Yarbrough. He was my coach since like middle school. I just remember him for PA coach. PE. Coach Johnson. I guess I can tell this story about Coach Johnson. Alan Johnson. I don't know. You played basketball, so you probably played against him, did you? Alan Johnson. He probably, yeah. Well, he was in Chapel Hill first, and he probably went. He was at Lee with the girls. I don't know where he didn't have. He coached the girls then. Coach. Yeah, basketball coach.
Yeah, Alan Johnson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alan Johnson. Yeah. Let me tell you about this dude. Let me go ahead and tell you about Alan Johnson. Let me tell you about this dude. So I'm playing basketball. Well, I wanted to play basketball, right? I wanted to play basketball in high school. That was my thing. I wanted to play football. I like football. Football is my favorite sport, but I kind of wanted to play. Like, my whole thing was he even knew, because I said it back in, like, 7th grade when he gave us this thing to say, what you want to do? Like, I know you want to play basketball for North Carolina. That was my dream, y'all. Play basketball for North Carolina. I just like North Carolina. And I said, and my cousin would say, you ain't never going to North Carolina. And guess what? Everything I said did. I ended up going to North Carolina. I didn't go to North Carolina for school. But me and my cousin ended up staying there for he stayed there for like a year and a half. He's going to college up there. But I was up there with him for some else. So I did make it to Carolina. Okay. So Coach Johnston would come in and have us do these little tests. It was a test every year you would do, and you get so many amount of points. And the amount of points you would get would translate to where you want to be. So if you got enough to make freshman, he was on freshman squad, JV, and varsity. So I think it was like 210 to get on varsity, maybe like 150 to be JV, and maybe like 100 to 90 to be like fresh. So how these points go, you would run like a 40. I think we ran like a 40-yard dash in the gym. We did shooting drills. Then we would run we would go out to the track and run 200s. And you had to get, your time would have to be under 13 seconds, I believe, or 23 seconds. You had to be at a certain time. So we run like 6 of them. I hated those 200. I hated those 200s. I swear to God, I hated those 200s. But every year I would score low. I would never make it on a team. So my senior year, Coach Johnson was like, you've been taking this test and you can't. I mean, I know you want to play, but you're not physical enough and all this. And he's like, well, because we was getting ready to do the 200s. I was getting the free throws was one thing I can't miss. I missed 10 free throws. See, you know that I missed 10 free throws. We had 10 shots, and I missed. I don't know why. I was Shaquille O'Neal in the free throws for something. I can shoot, but the free throws just. I guess I'm like LeBron James. Shout out to Skip Bayless with the free throws. One of the worst free throw shooters in the league, he say. So I couldn't. Free throws killed me. And then there was I wanted you had to dunk a basketball, dunk a tennis ball, or touch the net, and that killed me because I didn't have no height. So that was another thing that killed me in points. But anyway, we're going to run these 200s, and coach was like, well, I ain't gonna let you run 200s because pretty much I'm gonna let you do this. If you can beat who you think you can beat on the team, on the varsity team, and me I picked the best. I picked probably it was 2 point guards. One dude was named Cat, another dude was named Kendall Gill. So Cat was like the best. He was like the best point guard ever. He was like how could I compare him? A Rondo type Westbrook. He could shoot. He was quick. He could drive through the hole. Everything. I wouldn't finna face Cat. I knew that for a fact. I wouldn't face the Cat. So I was like, well, because I want to play point guard, so I got to pick a point guard. I could take Kendall Gill. I thought Kendall Gill was gonna take it easy on me. So okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna let you pick Kendall Gill. You and him play a game. I think it was like 16 or 10 something. And if you beat him, you take his spot. I'm like, okay. I'm confident about it because I've been shooting a little bit. I get up to the game. He tells Kendall this was going down. Kendall's like Kendall wasn't even like surprised or shocked like what? If I beat him, he was like, okay, let me go ahead and handle this dude right quick. So I get the ball first. I remember like yesterday. Crossover, jump shot from the free throw line, pow, hit it, just perfect. He like, and Kendall like, damn. And after that damn went to shout out to Farouk. Damn. For me, not for him, for me. Because after I missed the second shot, I did not get the ball back. He beat me like 10-1, 16-1, whatever it was to 1. And coach was like, well, you know the deal. So I had to dress up, sit on the benches till class was up, because our first class was basketball. And I had to sit there and look stupid for like 20 minutes to get to my next class. And that's why I didn't play basketball in high school, because Allen Johnson, I mean, I know he did things. I always kind of despised him for doing that to me, but it was, I guess he wanted to win, and that's what it was. And I ended up playing tennis and running track and being one of the greatest drummers in Chopper Hill history. Yes, I am the greatest drummer in Chopper Hill history, because they still play a cadence that I made up. Me and a guy who passed away. Shout out to Ryan. If y'all seen my post a long time ago, his mother seen the post I made, and that was the greatest thing ever to know that. I was out of random. It was his birthday when I posted this. I did not know this. And she's like, yeah, that made my day. But yeah, I am the greatest drummer in Chopper Hill history. That's a fact. So, yeah, that was that. And that's the Chopper Hill talk with it. So I know y'all want to hear what's going on with this pandemic. John Tyler game got canceled. It got canceled due to the COVID. Now, I thought, this is what I'm hearing differently, but I heard it was, first I thought it was Nacogdoches players getting, now I'm hearing it was John Tyler players or something. Do you know anything? Was it 2 players, or was it?
I thought it was on Nac.
That's what I thought. I started hearing something, it was on Chick, because Nac played a game. They ended up getting another game. They ended up finding somebody else to play, so it was on John Tyler, obviously, because they kept playing, because if Nac had some COVID players, they would have not played. So now you're learning, how does it affect the season? Well, this game doesn't mean nothing because it's not district. So next week, that game might get canceled. It might go do it. But then you got to think, what happens to the season? Well, you got to figure out, if you're going to play a season, how long is it going to take to get to the end? Because this COVID spike is still spiking up and everything. So I'm saying 2 weeks into the district, I'm thinking they might shut it down, because kids are starting. I'm hearing people, I know teachers are getting COVID at school now, and kids are having to go home to quarantine because of the teachers getting COVID. What is he teaching? It's like, I don't know how you get this stuff. I know they say you wear your mask and all this, but this probably something we don't know that we get it. Like, we could, like I said in the last podcast, me and you could have had it, CJ, and never known it. Some people got it and never even get any symptoms because they got a better immune system, and you never know you had it. So everybody could have. Come on now, we done with the Empires and Sensation. Now Sensation, I was skeptical about that Sensation. I know me, you, and Pookie went that night. I was so skeptical about going there. So I was like, damn, woo, no mask, no nothing in there, just a bunch of women and people and things and other stuff. And I was like, dang, I don't know, but I got through it. Got the Whataburger, went home, ate, and went to sleep. Y'all. So I don't know. I just don't know. I think this thing is going. I'm thinking after the election, we're gonna see it disappear like Ebola. I'm guarantee you, it's gonna disappear like Ebola, because it's part a real thing, and it's part this type control thing that the world does to us, and Trump and whatever. I know Trump's not sworn to do anything about COVID. He probably doesn't know about it, but his people probably got more insight about what they're doing. He's just a guy. And we speaking of that, we getting out. Like I talk, no, I don't talk about him. Yeah. So I think hopefully the season will start, keep going on. College is going on. I got limited fans. But I don't know. I say December is gonna be. December, if they shut it down, I say by December, it would go, because the Christmas time coming up and all that, the break and all that. If they gonna shut it down, I gotta be there, because then school's gonna be out for a few weeks, and that means bam, what happens with all the kids who was players? You can't keep them away from places, and they gonna go out. They gonna do what they want to do. So those 2 weeks, wherever, because they still play. Well, see, the season when got pushed back, so they still gonna play, but they're gonna be away from home. They're gonna be home and not at school, because school gonna be out for like 2 weeks in December. We know that. And then we know the Thanksgiving break. You know, kids gonna go to their grandma's house, the auntie's house, and who knows what the auntie been doing while the kids ain't. You never know. So I hope it is stay, but if it's going this way, I say about 2 weeks. So I'm thinking about the second district game, they're gonna make a decision. But yeah, since we and make sure I'm recording here, because I'm looking at my screen, and this might not be good. This might not be good. Yeah, okay, we're good. I'm tripping. But yeah, we can get to CJ right quick because we got some more things talking to. But yeah, let's go.
Hello, world. Hello, hello, hello. Well, it's I don't want to say it's a weird week. We don't have a game to recap or nothing, but it's all good because, it's still things to talk about. It's still things to talk about. A little football, a little this. We might even be talking a little basketball today. But I know Rob probably is going to get on this. We kind of do a little freelance talk about things, but let's see. Well, let me speak on the what Rob just talked about the COVID situation. It's really more unique, and when I say unique, in a bad way, because of course these are still kids, these are young athletes, and we're not talking. Of course, we all want to see football. We all want to see football. Of course, this is what we was going through. We was thinking the summer, the spring, is we gonna have it. More, of course, when the summer, when it's getting close to the season, because we know the season kick off at the end of August. We like, man, I'm keeping in touch with a very reliable source. I can say the name, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. It got like the July, and I'm like, is a season gonna go down? Basically, I'm just saying, is the season gonna go down? And they were like, yeah, we're waiting to hear something. We'll know in the next, let's say, couple of weeks or whatever. And of course, it's basically like the NFL or like college. I don't really know how I know another unique thing about it is people are practicing at different times. And what I mean by that is, well, this team started this week. These other teams started practicing 2 weeks after that. Kind of like the NFL. You got no preseason. But, it's getting close to the season, and nobody knows 1,000% if they going to have a season or not. But, so it's like, because I'm not in the locker rooms and stuff, and I'm not in group messages or nothing like that with these athletes, of course, because I'm not on the team. So we wondering what are the coaches telling the kids. I'm saying, what are they telling them? Like, of course, we could easily be like, well, just prepare for, it's just like to just, prepare. Just prepare like it's a season gonna happen. And, I don't know if somebody will say, oh, that's just wasted prep. What if we don't have a season? Well, to me, I'm like, well, you still got to stay in condition. But anyway. But the thing about it is, it's the craziest thing, man, because it's just like, okay, for instance, John Tyler. Yeah, I said John Tyler. I can say Tyler Hot, whatever. Well, when we find out the season was going to go down, and here's another weird thing about it. It's like, well, John Tyler, they kicking the season off September 24th. But some of these other schools, they done started the season. They already 2 or 3 games in by the time John Tyler, Lee, whatever, gets one. Yeah, Chapel Hill gets a game. It's like, that's weird in itself. And then, of course, you see the last regular season game is at the start of December. It's like, man, that's crazy. But of course, it'll still be a season because we seeing football. It's just like, I don't think nobody's thinking about the COVID situation with the NFL now because you already a few games in. So it's like, the no fans thing. You just know, okay, it ain't gonna be that much of a home field advantage like at, some of the loudest stadiums like Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Shout out to my homeboy doing their thing. And then, I mean, of course Jerry, with the AT&T Stadium. Yeah, he like he about the money. He like y'all just come. We'll have a certain amount. Well, yeah, we'll still have 20-some thousand. Just come on in. Just come on in. Yeah, so I was exactly what you said. It's just like Green Bay ain't no Lambeau Leap. It's Lambeau Leap, but ain't no fans. So it's unique. You know, yeah, Seattle with the 12 man. Like Shannon said, after the Dallas and Seattle game, man, if they had a 12 man, they might would have hung 50 on you. You know. Oh, shout out! Hey, y'all tune in on Tuesdays to the Club Shay Shay podcast. I'm ready to see who he have on this week. He had on Snoop Dogg last week, but that was a good one. Oh, by the way, I'll give y'all a. I didn't know this. I'll just throw this out. It's on the podcast. So this is why I listen to interviews, and stuff because you find out interesting stuff. I didn't know this. I'm pretty sure most people, because Snoop Dogg was like, you didn't know that, did you? You wouldn't have known that if I told you. But y'all know the song "Still Dre" with Dre and Snoop. Do y'all know who actually wrote that song? Jay-Z wrote that song.
Now I think about it. When I listen to it, I can hear it like in Jay-Z's voice.
See. That's what you see. I didn't know. Like you, like, huh? It's not. Of course, we know the name Jay-Z is, but you like, he wrote it. Dang, that's weird. But because he was talking about like Snoop, like writing it, like Snoop would write the song as in Dr. Dre's voice. He would write it for like it's in his voice or whatever. So I thought that was hella. Of course Shannon was surprised. I was like kind of jerked my head back when I heard it. I was like, man, that's crazy as hell. It's interesting as hell. Yeah, that's what I mean, but back to this though. But see, it's just like the kids that's in school, and of course, parents are gonna be concerned about it. I really hate it for the athletes, because you playing the game, you making the sacrifices to play the game, and you at a risk, and because we know this situation just compromising a lot of things, and we try to do the best we can. Some of us are not as compromised as others, depending on the lifestyle and what we do. Of course, pro players, they make a lot of money, so it ain't like it's gonna affect their income. That's why some players opted out before the season because they didn't want to risk it. They like, I'm good. It ain't like it's gonna compromise their income. I'm meaning in the fact of where it's gonna affect their living, where they still got their house, they quarantine with that, some of them don't even get out much anyway. So it's like you still taking care of your family, still taking care of and all that. But like Rob brought up, he's thought about it in the long run more than me because it's still kind of new in the fact that once the season got started, I'm just going. I'm not saying nobody can't catch it, but I'm just let's see what happens, and things keep going on. But we hope to still. I hope the whole season because we done got started. It ain't just me being biased about high school football because I want everybody to be safe. I just it's just a compromising thing. It's like, well, it ain't like the stuff can go away tomorrow. That's like that's like the NBA. They done a great job. You really can't compare because the bubble situation. Because they trying to just like they're trying work out the bubble situation from the Major League Baseball playoffs. Because basketball, the NBA, they done set the blueprint for the bubble situation. It's just a matter. The only thing now is when they gonna start the next season. Is it gonna start in January, February? So we still waiting on that. So, it's just it's just a crazy situation, and I know this is a tree with a lot of different branches on it. We can give a lot of different opinions on it, but like I say, will we have a game next week? We don't know because, like I say, some teams still got to play Friday night. The Tyler Legacies, the Longviews, the Chapel Hills, the Henderson. Lindell, shout out. I even shout out to Lindell doing everything. He put a whooping on Henderson after giving it to Chapel Hill. So it's something going. Like a team playing good like that, it's like you don't want to mess up. Again, you don't want to mess up the flow. And I was thinking about that just a day or two ago. The rhythm when you play. So it's just a crazy situation. But Rob, I know Rob is gonna get on some stuff, but we gonna it's gonna seem like we rambling, but we just throwing out some topics. I know Rob is gonna speak on it, but let's talk about the hand. Let's switch and talk about the situation with the running off the field before shaking hands. Happened Thursday night. It was a little, of course, it's Tom Brady, so it's going to get talked about. Now, of course, my first thought was, well, he ran off when he lost in the Super Bowl. It's a reoccurring thing now. It's all respect. What I'm saying is all respect, but of course, if you ask my opinion, it's like, good game, y'all battling, y'all competing. And, I know Tom Brady, he has a standard. He's basically like an example because of how he carries himself. Oh, golly gee whiz Tom, he's that, but he's a competitor. He's a competitor. Just like he was yelling at hey, they showed on the sideline Thursday night yelling at the team. Of course, it might have been because the return of the Mac, Khalil Mack, he ragged out in one time. I don't know how many times he sacked. He sacked probably 2 or 3 times. I just watched the highlights. But, man, you just got to watch where 52 is. It's just like, where's not 99 for the Rams? Okay, as soon as you get the ball from center, he's like right in your grill, that kind of stuff. Well, Khalil Mack, he's gonna be in your lap. You don't want him in your lap any other game, let alone most of the game. So he was probably getting on the offensive line, probably like how he was getting on them in the Super Bowl with the Giants when Strahan took Human Euro when they was just in his face the whole. I'll still remember that. That was just a blueprint how to beat the Patriots right there. Hey, it denied Randy Moss of getting a ring. I'm just saying, and it ended a perfect season. But anyways, the thing about this, man, I know a competitor like that doesn't like losing a game, especially a game that you could have won. It was like right there. He didn't complete the 4th down pass. He thought it was 3rd down. See, that's another thing, but I could easily get on that. I mean, of course, that he'll get bashed for that, but he's still human. Even though he's Tom Brady, he is human, of course. But the handshake thing, like I say, when it's a reoccurring thing, that really says something. Super Bowl, I understand, because a lot of people, a Super Bowl loss still hurt. Like when you're a real competitor, it still hurts. It still hurt. Like it's like, man, that happened 10 years ago. It still hurt. That's just a compare, and I don't blame. And I might be biased because I'm a sport. I have a sports mind. I can't help it. I'm a sports fanatic. I have a sports mind. So of course we don't like taking that big L. Okay, it's a regular season game. You get over it. Forget it. Super Bowl. Okay, if you get blew out, whatever. I don't know if Peyton Manning is still. I don't know how he feels about the blowout loss to Seattle to this day. He probably got over it. Well, I got 2 rings. Whatever. I got 2 rings. But it was, a game that was over at halftime. Maybe it was damn sure when Percy Harvin returned the kick. A lot of people that was the dagger right out of halftime. Shoot. I'm just saying. But. Yeah, man, I wish he would stay healthy and got to stay in the league. I've been watching him since Florida, man. But like I say, man, you gotta shake the hand. It ain't, and I ain't gonna mention, it ain't about Nick Foles going 2-0 against you after that win Thursday night when he, beat you in the Super Bowl. But whatever, that was a stat up there. He's one of the 4 or 5 quarterbacks that's undefeated versus you. The other ones, check this out. The other ones are Jake Plummer, Brian Greasy, and Cam. Yeah. It's only one person that's going to potentially make the Hall of Fame out of them 4. Of course, y'all know who that is. But, I'm just saying. And Cam, he probably ain't got a. Speaking of Super Bowl losses, when Von Miller, he probably had nightmares about Von Miller. And some of y'all gotta can't forget. Von Miller, he did go to high school right off the road in DeSoto, Texas. But yeah, some people. Well, I knew that. I knew he was a big recruit, and see, that's how I know. Like, I keep it in the back of my mind now. He's like, well, of course, he won. He won the best defensive players in the league. Got a Super Bowl. Because after that, he went to A&M after DeSoto. So
They won a state championship team.
did they win state?
I know he won state for years, but nah, he would have been in.
Nah, because he came,
Yeah.
because he had already been in. I think he been in the league like 7 years, 8 years now, but or 6, something like that. But okay, like the handshake thing, like I say, it's not. Of course, the microscope gonna be on you. You Tom Brady. You can't. It's when it, like I said, my point is when it's a reoccurring thing. Okay, you cannot give a damn what people think about you with doing that, whatever. Okay, I know, I understand that, but because when you win, you know, you always gotta think about. Maybe it's just me. You always gotta think about the other side of things. When you win, it's like this, or when you lose, it's like I ain't even gonna go towards the looking like a sore loser thing. I'm not gonna go. Of course, you're gonna be disappointed that you lost. It's like I don't want to shake their hand. Hey, it's just like the bad boy Pistons when Jordan beat them. First time he beat them, it's kind of ironic. I'm bringing him up. Well, y'all gonna find out why. But when they beat the bad boy Pistons, just like on any dance round, he was like, yeah, y'all just kicked our ass, whatever. That was their mindset. They just walked off the floor. They got their ass kicked like Dennis Rodman said, and they walked off. And like just like Isaiah Thomas, I know he's still like here today. Well, we owned him or whatever. They knew that's probably why he think, and that's why he believe LeBron is gonna be the GOAT. Or when it's all said, I think he believes it now. Based on what he's saying, it's like basically in his mind. Because usually I noticed this: a lot of players when they done played against a player and when they done beat him, whether it don't matter how many times it don't matter how many times Isaiah done beat Jordan or Jordan beat Isaiah. See, Isaiah ain't played against LeBron. So it's like, well, it's just like a corner that played against Jerry Rice. He might think, well, now Randy Moss, he's a greater receiver than Jerry Rice. Just because he might think Jerry Rice, well, he's not great. He's great, but I did this to him. I did a little numb on him. That's usually how it goes. To me, I'm not saying, but I mean, hey, if a guy is greater than the other one, whether it don't matter what you done did. If he's greater than the other, our test wise, and I'm finna get into that. It's just what it is. It ain't about I whooped him, whatever. I think Randy Moss is great. Well, you never face Randy Moss, but if you face both of them, look, one is like the most gifted receiver we've ever seen. The other one is the greatest. Just just everything. Just like they saying you can make an argument. He's the best football player all time. He's in that argument, top 3 or 5. You can say Brady, Lawrence Taylor, Jerry Rice, whatever. But anyways, I ain't even gonna bring up he got a Super Bowl MVP. But anyway, talking about Jerry Rice. But who went to Mississippi down in the valley? Anyway, I ain't gonna get on. see, I know people that watch the show gonna probably appreciate that. But I'm gonna get on. Look, I'm gonna get on one more little subject. I'm gonna get back to Rob. He's gonna give his thoughts. Okay, we gonna throw a little LeBron and MJ our thoughts on this situation. I know people want to hear this, so I really ain't gonna speak on it because unless somebody asks me. But okay, our test wise, I still Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player I done seen with my own 2 or 4 eyes. Okay, now if some people I know a few people that I can't say it's the millennials, but it's people that might be a year, 2, few years older than me that think LeBron is the greatest. That he's greater than Jordan. Now, some of that might be a little biased. Okay, they might have grew up, wore Jordan shoes, all that, because It's people that love LeBron. Hey, it's Shannon. He's the biggest LeBron fan. He rocks with, but he gonna wear Jordans like a son of a gun. He got probably every Jordan. He still he like he said. I done spent I don't know how many $1,000 on his shoes. Okay, he'll tell you that. But see, the thing about me is, okay, I feel like, see, this is a tree with a few branches with the LeBron and Jordan thing. And see, but one thing it could be like this. Here's the deal. And I was going to incorporate this, but the one thing it could be is we could play the if game, because I know LeBron people that's vouching for LeBron, they gonna play the if they gonna play the if game because of the six finals losses. Like, well, if he didn't play this or if he had this, just like, well, you can do the if thing for Jordan. What if Jordan was 6'9", 250, 260 instead of 6'6" and was he 250? I don't know whatever he weighed. Okay, but he was still, and I'll be honest. Shout out to Slick Rick Bucher. They call him Slick Rick on Speak for Yourself. They come on at 2 o'clock on Fox Sports. But he made an interesting point. Now this ain't me talking. I got my own thoughts because of my own knowledge. But he made a point too, and this is a very knowledgeable person, basketball. He done did, work for Bleacher Report. Very knowledgeable basketball analyst. Like he said, Jordan grew up in the age of big men. Of course, LeBron, it's more about, the guard play now. But even though, LeBron, of course, he done went against the big man. Of course, he had the, dunking and all that. So that really, I don't really put that in my argument, you know. But it's no doubt Jordan. I could put this in my argument, but I'm more. I could say the eye test and be done. But LeBron is top three, obviously a basketball player. See, I say he's number two, because of what he can do. He can impose his will. The thing they can both do is impose their will. LeBron. Yeah, I agree with Skip Bayless. He's the greatest driver of the basketball. He can do so much to impact the game, and I'm looking at the results, so I really can't I mean, he's obviously on Mount Rushmore. But the things Jordan, see, you can easily be like, what if Jordan was 6'9", 2? Because, like, let's just be honest. See, LeBron, he has gotten better at his 3-point shot. Obviously hit some last night. He's been working in the gym countless on that. He ain't no telling how many 3-pointers he shot, because he knows some things he could have got better in his game, and that's why he's shooting. He can shoot 40-footers, 35-footers, and he's comfortable, and he'll switch them. There's a reason for that. You worked on it. You worked on it just like Damian Lillard worked on it, and he earned the nickname Logo Lillard. He's probably my favorite player in the NBA. Obviously the best athlete rapper we ever heard. So, oh yeah. Whoa. Well, now you need to go hear him, because I know how you're critical on the rap. Like you're a good, judge on the rap. So just type in Dame Dollar, and you know what I'm saying. I think so. I think he got some Apple Music. I'm gonna have to get one of them Rip City jerseys. But anywho.
Last time I heard somebody rapping was that guy, Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Man, another athlete dropped the record. I gotta tell you that. I'll tell you that off air, because I can't remember. But I ain't want to throw myself out with it. No, Dame Lillard, he's the best. Everybody praises him, but you got ears, so you gonna know. But I think he even did a freestyle on Sway in the Morning. He was on there. He did a. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing about it is, okay, LeBron, he poses his will. Okay, the 6'9", 250, 260. I mean, you really can't do nothing with it. He gets downhill, and it's just, what if Jordan could do that? Because Air Jordan, he didn't get that name for nothing. Flying around, dunking on Mutombo, wagging a finger, dunking on Ewing. That's just naming a couple. It's the eyeball test. And I ain't even brought up the rings yet. I'm gonna leave that alone right now. 6 for 6, whatever. But when I step back and look at it, I'm like, well, who has more flaws to me in their resume? Well, LeBron, I think, because the meltdown in Dallas, the first time he faced Dallas, that didn't help. I really ain't gonna go against the Cleveland thing because he was kind of like when they lost to Orlando and all that, because I know the team he had. That can go for Jordan too. Well, Jordan lost when it was just so that really ain't. But when I step back, the killer wheel and all, it's still the greatest. It's more about you're gonna refer to the longevity stats. Now, if you want to say, well, LeBron, of course he got more points and he's not even considered a scorer. But there's not a stat. I don't know the stat. I'm sure it's one out there that nobody brings up, but somebody will have to figure it out. Somebody needs to get the stat on the percentage of points LeBron has earned in the paint. I know somebody. I can hear Shannon now, or somebody be like, "Well, it don't matter how they scored the basketball. It's that they scored. Because a layup, that's a point, ain't it?" But I'm saying, like Kareem, who's the greatest? Who's the NBA's all-time leading scorer? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, formerly Lou Alcindor. Okay, he had the most unstoppable move in NBA basketball history, whether the sky hook. Has anybody ever said that shot was easy? No, it ain't. I did it. It ain't it. You have to he mastered it, but he probably made it look easy. It ain't like he just dunked. It's kind of like I can't think of the big man's name, but it's been big man in recent memory that's had the greatest field goal percentage. Like Tristan Thompson I think he had an 80% field goal percentage in the finals or one of them series. You're like, try that. Well, dunks, rebound, but he averaged 6 to 8 points. But when you score, it's a dunk. See what I'm saying? So of course your field goal percentage is gonna be high. If all of them are dunks, that's why 50% field goal percentage and 60% is very impressive because a lot of these players are scoring mid range and three. And that's why 49% 3-point, that's insane. 45% is incredible because it's a three. And that ain't even 50%. Y'all get what I'm saying though. That's all I'm saying. So LeBron, of course, is to his greatness, but who's the greatest mid-range shooter we've ever seen? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And that's not a debate. Because that's what he was known for. Of course, he can get to the hoop too. It's just like Kobe. He scored a lot of. It was just the wheel. It was just the wheel and the skill. And of course, LeBron, he hasn't been known as a jump shooter, 3-point shooter, a better one until recent memory. Let's just be honest. That's why Popovich dared him to shoot. He used to tell him, back off, back off. That was part of their recipe into stopping LeBron or slowing him down. Now, if he gets it going, now, LeBron, if you want to beat us, but we're not going to let you get to the hole. Why? That's exactly why of course, I say it too. It's obvious. I mean, if you got eyes and you got knowledge, Giannis can be the best player in the world. If he gets one thing down, jump shot. If he gets a consistent jump shot, it's a wrap in the future. Because you ain't stopping him getting to the hole. Because that wall that Toronto gave the blueprint for, that wall, you do that, okay, I'll just shoot. And you can't do nothing, You get a jump, it's a wrap. Because you already averaging 30, 11, and 12 or whatever rebounds and whatever assists. But you can roll out of bed and get a 30-piece wing dinner. Okay?
The first thing I'm going to do is Danny Green. And then everybody was the best 3-point shooter than anybody.
No, but I'm making a point here. Like, I'm making a point that you get that down, it's like, man, hey, that right there, how you going to stop that? That's why Anthony Davis is so lethal. See what I'm saying? Anthony Davis is so lethal because he got guard skills, can pull up from anywhere, and of course, around the basket, whatever he can make whatever. That's why he could be the best player in the world. But his team wasn't going nowhere. But looks like he's finna get that ring with the best player in the world now. See, you got 2 of the top 5 greatest, so that equals a ring, right? So my overall point is, like I say, the eye test with Jordan and LeBron. Of course, I could go on and on and on, but I'll be giving y'all stats. Like the only thing I gotta say about the stat thing is, okay, LeBron, he gonna have more points, more rebounds, more assists, and people think it's over. Here goes that if game that y'all want to play. Well, Jordan could average more assists he wanted to. He was a scorer. Give me the damn ball, get out the way. He'll pass it. But I'm just saying, and I know LeBron, LeBron, they asked him to do more. Yeah, but I'm talking about basketball player. LeBron, he was feared. He was universally feared for a reason. I'm scared of him, and I ain't even played against him. Because of how that guy, you like, man, we ain't got a shot. Now, I don't think people would think that about a LeBron team. Now, like, okay, I'm saying, and see, people gonna say about Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. I ain't even mention Rodman. I'm just thinking about this. Look, Jordan in his prime, LeBron in his prime. Who just look, and I know if I could say, oh, Jordan, he can drop a 50 piece, 40 piece, no problem. I know LeBron can drop a 40 piece. Just like when he didn't have no choice but to do that in the finals where they say the second best player on his team was Matthew Dellavedova. Yeah. When the Warriors, won their first championship. I'm just saying he averaged I think damn near 40 piece or whatever it is. But he was the team, like it wasn't even like he went to the finals in 07 against the Spurs. It was like that because you're like, well, of course they got swept by the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? But when he had Zadrudas Ilgauskas, you better respect he had some game, right? Okay, we had a Zadrudas Ilgauskas, Larry Hughes, and I'm missing another player I was going to throw out there, but it don't matter. Oh, yeah, and damn, I can't think of what's the name, number 3, the mind blank. I almost said what's the name. Anyway, but I'm just saying, and of course, he was still, it was like his 3rd, 4th year in the league. Some of y'all will give LeBron credit over Jordan for that. But here's the deal. And then I know The Last Dance, they kind of shut some critics up when, and it's kind of funny, when people argue about I'm going to just throw this in there, when people argue about Jordan, I heard, I know Shannon brings it up, but, Jordan, what happened? He got swept by the Celtics. I think it was an 85, 86 one. I get the year. But I didn't even know this. But it's on the documentary. Hey, everybody got to take something from The Last Dance. Well, nobody ever mentioned it was a 1 seed versus an 8 seed. The Boston Celtics was the 1st seed. Chicago was the 8th seed, and they only won like 20 games. And Jordan, he hardly played that year because, he hurt the leg or whatever, the knee or the ankle. I think it was the ankle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He had he was only playing, he wasn't even playing 20 minutes a game and he missed so it's like they barely snuck in the A seed, but he got swept. So y'all gonna hold that and see. But if it was LeBron, LeBron would get a pass, which I would say, yeah, you can give him a pass. He ain't played. I mean, he ain't played. What's the percentage he played that season? I'm just saying. And y'all don't even give. I mean, some people don't even give credit that Jordan was mostly playing 81, 80, 82 games. He didn't, he didn't miss a lot. I'm talking about, in the prime years. Let's just talk about the prime years, okay? So, and I ain't even gonna bring up, because I know somebody could say something about LeBron, but when Larry Bird called Jordan God in sneakers, okay? When he dropped that 63 piece in the Boston Garden, okay? Even though, they caught the L, but it's, whatever. But, anywho, though. But, like I say, with the Jordan LeBron thing, we can go back and forth if, like, if a dog had a square butt, he would poop blocks. If a frog had pockets, he would carry the knife to stab the snake. Stab the snake. Okay, I got that from Shannon Sharp. Whatever, I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, um, but yeah, it's just one guy. Look, they're both different. In the end, we can agree to disagree or whatever because they was different in some ways. But of course, y'all seeing this freak of nature LeBron, and of course, well, somebody got to get compared to Jordan. So y'all put the Jordan and Kobe thing. It's kind of like, well, they was both the same player. Kobe modeled his game after Jordan, so it's like it's not really that fun in the aspect where it's just the same. It's in a lot of ways it's the same player, but one player was just a little greater than the other one. What he did. It's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like, you can compare a couple women, or cars, or food. Oh yeah, food. You go get a sandwich here, and they the exact same sandwich. This one just tastes a little better, or whatever. Or this one, they got the sauce here that this other place ain't got, so that make that sandwich a little better. Pizza. So you can go on and on with these analogies, but man, like I say, the Jordan, and I'm gonna pass it back out to Rob, and he gonna give y'all some thoughts on some things. But I mean, I could go on and on about this LeBron and Michael Jordan thing if y'all want me to, but it's basically like some people don't think about the if game, and you know if this happened, if he had this, if this happened with him, if he didn't, hey, I didn't bring up like, well, what if Jordan take some time off? Well, he went to 8 straight finals, even though it's people that he wouldn't have, and I'll be honest, I didn't know like when Kenny Smith brought up about they was like 6-0 versus Chicago. I mean 6-1 against Chicago, like playing in regular season games. Because when they play, so that's an interesting stat. So that if they played, that stat would have probably got brought up if they met in the finals. If Jordan hadn't, taken time off, but because I always thought on paper, I was like, yeah, the Bulls. It'd been a hard fought series, but the Bulls would have beat Hakeem and Kenny Smith and them boys. But we don't know. And then look at that. But when he explained how they, it's all about matchups. I know this. I don't watch enough sports. It is about matchups. So how Kenny explained, I was like, okay, well, that's the team. Okay, they could probably beat the Bulls. It was interesting, the matchup, and I was like, yeah, because who gonna deal with Hakeem and how they match up with them on when they on defense? And I'm like, okay, I got you. But it wasn't arrogance talking. It was just knowledge because I mean, I would probably want the Bulls. I've probably been going for the Bulls, even though some people might go for Houston because it's a Texas team. And I liked Hakeem growing up. Okay, I remember the dream shaking all that. I grew up, so I was blessed to see him. So I know how great he was. Probably best rim protector of my lifetime. You can throw some other ones in there, but I'm just saying. But anyway. And he won the MVP. But anyway, but like I say though, basically, okay, like hey, Jordan universally feared, LeBron universally respected, and and it's basically like an eye test thing to me. They're close, but it's like, but that guy, I know people have never seen nobody like LeBron, but that guy, like. It's hard to explain. That's how how he do that. How he do that. You see on a nightly basis. How did he do that? What you gonna do? Hey, I can just bring this up. They came out with something called Jordan rules. That might be a mic drop right there. Jordan rules, because they couldn't to stop this guy. And they did. Hey, a lot of people are saying. Hey, people are saying this. LeBron fans won't bring this up. Hey, quite a bit of people ate during LeBron's, tenure. But once Jordan took it, it was like, it's like, this is my, he kept quite a bit of Hall of Famers from getting a ring. I'm just saying. But like I say, and I know LeBron fans will try to come back with it. That's why I'm talking about the if game. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna bring up how I feel and facts on my side. Who I think is better. I can go by eye test and I can just list why. But I know where the LeBron fans can go with. That's why I brought up the if thing. But that's just because my knowledge of what I know, and I know how I know how people are do. But those are just some thoughts about it. I ain't gonna go on to the break of dawn about it. But hey, I'm gonna pass it back off to Rob about the. He got some thoughts for y'all. But look, I'm gonna go and say this now. I'm gonna give a birthday shout out to Miss Talisa Pickens. Family, I love you. She's celebrating a birthday, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for all the support. I'm gonna give that shout out for sure.
Oh yeah. Can I get
A bit yeah, big Cowboy fan. Hey, she likes sports, you know what I'm saying? So, it's pretty fitting that I'm bringing her up.
Hey, make sure when she listen to it, so I can say, "Hey, Lisa." Make sure she listen to it.
And I'm gonna pass by her. Also shout out DJ TB, you know what I'm saying? Shout out it's his anniversary this year. One of probably one of y'all favorite DJs. Let's just call it what it is. Shout out to success, and hey, y'all just send a prayer. Also, man, on a real note, send a prayer out for these athletes, man, that's being affected by this pandemic or whatever. We hope to have we hope to have some more games. We hope we can finish out the season, then go into the playoffs, Lord willing. But just say a prayer. Just say a prayer for them because, like I said, they're ultimately making a sacrifice, to do what they love to do.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and say my thing about this. I was gonna say about the Brady thing with the LeBron. I just want to say this because it's gonna be quick about it. Everybody got on LeBron for getting on him, leaving the stage, leaving the game, 10 seconds left, and everybody was going on Brady saying, okay, well he left, but they was like, but he wasn't on the field. He wasn't on the field at the time. He wasn't playing. The game was over. They don't want the people to get COVID, so they don't shake hands after the game. But Stephon Gilmore shook hands with Patrick Mahomes, and Stephon Gilmore got tested positive for COVID. So then I start digging deep into it. I started looking and reading. And everybody, I know we don't want to talk about it, but everybody that was defending Brady was white. Everybody that was defending him was white. Everybody that was commenting on LeBron was mostly black. The one that was defending, but everybody that was saying stuff about LeBron was white too. So like, how can you talk about it? You got this double standard. If LeBron did it, it's not okay. But if Brady do it, he was just he's being a competitor. He's doing this. But LeBron doesn't Brady play on the same team as the other guys who walked off the field, who still on the field? He plays for the Buccaneers too. Last time I checked, Brady was a Buccaneer just like the other Buccaneers were, and they stayed. And I think I've seen some of them shaking hands. But I mean, I don't care about Nick Foles. Nick Foles is trash. Let's get that out the way. Nick Foles is trash. Okay, yes, he beat Brady twice and everything, but the dude is trash, and that's just how it's got to be. I don't know what else he won. All the time he's been good is in Philadelphia. He thought he was going to take Michael Vick's job. Michael Vick pretty much put him on the back burner and did his thing. He came back. Carson Wentz came. And Carson Wentz is pretty trash too. So he just ended up having a free ride to the playoffs. And I think Carson Wentz is more trash than Nick Foles. To tell you the truth, I really think that. But like I said, I just think it's more so was a black and white thing at the Brady thing because they hold Tom Brady to that. They think he doesn't do no wrong. But for the fact, and this is the fact that people just like to talk about LeBron. But the only thing, I still think Jordan's the best player ever. But why can't we forget about Kobe? Kobe won 6 rings. Didn't Kobe win 6 rings? 5. Okay, but he did. Yeah, he won 2 by himself. He won 3 with Shaq. So I mean that he was the closest thing to Jordan. If you want to compare Jordan closest thing to Jordan was Kobe. Closest thing to Magic Johnson right now is LeBron James. That's how I see them. But as the player. It's Jordan number two LeBron because LeBron's been to 10 finals now, and that's been heard of since what Kareem, Larry Bird, whatever. But I still go with. I mean, I like LeBron because I've been like LeBron for the longest. I was a Heat fan before LeBron came to the Heat. Way before LeBron came to the Heat, I was a Heat fan. So yeah, Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning. Uh, I believe it was Eddie Jones on that team. Eddie, man, that's why I hate the Knicks so much because they used to beat them in the playoffs all the time. I hate the Knicks. But yeah, I hate the New York Knicks. Yeah, Allen Houston, the other dude used to play quarterback. Charlie Ward, Chris Childs gave LeBron the go. He gave that two piece to Kobe. I still remember that. Yeah. So I didn't really like Kobe in the earlier years, but I liked him. I just didn't like the Lakers for some reason. I don't know why I didn't like. But I like Kobe, I like Shaq and all that. But I also have the Mavericks win. That was my favorite, my greatest moment ever in basketball right now is the Mavericks win because I was a Mavericks fan. But I like the Heat too, so the Heat winning was good. Yeah, should have too. But hey, they could have did something this year if they wouldn't got hurt. The Clippers game, they probably would have beat the Clippers. That dude wouldn't got put out. Whoever that dude Shannon keep talking about. Porzingis, yeah, that's what Shannon keeps saying. Oh yeah, and now y'all like that. With the Clippers at the house. Kawhi, Paul George Paul. But yeah, out of these, I think the whole thing about the thing is the same way. Bron walked off, Brady walked off. I think it's nothing different. I don't even think it was a bad thing. It was just, hey, the game's over. Guess let's get the hell out. Okay, well, LeBron's not going home, y'all. He's going back to the hotel room. So he's not going back to the house. He's going right back to this hotel room or his suite. But it's still a whole room. I mean, you want to be home. And I know they want. I know they was like, yeah, we gonna be home by Saturday, back to LA, and they gotta wait till tomorrow. I'm pretty sure they're gonna close it out tomorrow. I mean, depending. I don't know what's AD gonna play or not, but yeah, we had a cool. This is just a subject of like the no huddle uncut that we can do. Now this is just a preview of what we do. But let me just tell y'all a story. I'm gonna say this is not the bad story. So I'm gonna tell you this. This is a pretty funny story. I gotta end it with this story. So I'm about how old am I? I'm about 17, 16 years old because I was finally able to drive the car by myself to go see my cousins. Because me and my cousin we go to my cousin's house and we just do things, this stupid stuff that we always do: shoot paintballs, watch wrestling. We always used to watch wrestling. Those pay-per-views on Sunday. We do this stuff like that, like just go to my cousin's house. It was me, my cousin Gerald, Richard, Julian, us four, and we would just do stuff. So this one day, it's about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I forget the car, and and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over to your house. I'm like, okay, make sure you come back. So I'm good. I got everything. I called a call. I was like, hey, I'm gonna come over there. Yeah, we just wanna do something really exciting. I don't know, matter what, but I was all four of us over there because when all four of us get together, it's something special. We finna watch the pay per view or something. So I'm getting ready to go in my car, got my stuff. I'm riding out. Bam, I'm gone. Next thing you know, there's this lady. The title of this story is I got kidnapped by a crackhead. That's the title of the story. Okay, let's go to the side of the story. So I'm driving, and bam, this girl. I'm driving across. I'm finna go to the gas station actually. So it's across the street from where I'm at. It's a thing called the corner market. And I see this lady, she's waving at me like, hey, hey, hey. Just yelling right at the corner of the street. And I stopped. I was like, and I stopped. And then this lady, she doesn't look good. She's not attractive. She's dark-skinned, crackhead-looking chick. Like, I stopped. I was there. So I don't know why the hell I stopped. But because I never had nobody just flag me down like that. Like, I thought something was wrong or something. So she says, hey, I need you to take me up to get some beer. Take me to the store right quick. Ooh. And she said, so I don't know how the hell she got it. To this, I don't know how the hell she got in my car like that because I'm not the type of person. I did? I about this story up? Oh, yeah. That was last year. Okay, I did tell that story. Yeah, she tell me all this stupid stories to go over last year. So now I can tell this. I'll tell you a story about me getting arrested. Okay, this is the guy. We'll tell you that one then. Okay, pretty much that story. If I didn't hear the story, pretty much she took me everywhere in the world. She told me to get. She's just gonna give me some beer, take her to the store, give me some gas. I ended up way down in Jacksonville, wherever, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, at somebody's house. She got drunk, and the dude was like, "I'll take her home" and stuff. Pretty much, she needed me to take her to get to her destination was the place. We stopped at like two other places, but her destination was that house to get drunk. Pretty much, she didn't need to go to the gas station. She just needed a car. Pretty much. I don't even think I got paid today. But anyway, this is I'm going. I'm in Walmart. I'm at Walmart. I see this chick that I used to talk to, and I ain't seen her in like maybe 2 years. So I'm like, hey. She's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, I ain't seen you. Where you been? So I've been like in Utah. Or she was like in Utah or something. Like, yeah, I'm just came back to Tyler. I'm like, okay, go. What you doing later? She's like, oh, nothing. So I'm like, what her? What's your number? Come back see me. I said, okay. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we used to mess around, fool around back in them days and stuff. Like, okay, 2 years, I ain't seen her around, yeah. So I'm at the house, and she hit me up. Now I didn't want to come to my house. I don't like people coming over where I stay. This is my other house, and like I said, I don't tell where I just don't like people being around. I hate people knowing where I am at. That's why my other house, which is at the house, I'm not gonna tell you where that house is at. I got a lot of different places. But this place is like I can go to that house anytime, and I'll never have to pay rent, never do that anyway. So I'm good on houses, right? So I don't say the house no more, but it's still people still, my family still living it, nephews and stuff and other stuff. So I'm at the house, I'm chilling. She called me up. She said, yeah, I'm for the come. So I'm like, well, I don't want to come to the house. So I like come to this. There's a park behind it. So they come meet me at this park. Now it's like 10 o'clock at night. And they, for some reason, they want to close parks. So they start talking about, yeah, the parks is closed like 10 o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock maybe. And I didn't care. I'm like, hey, this is my neighborhood. So I'm driving to the park. She gets there, and we sitting in the chair, and we chilling, right? Chilling in the car. I get out of my car, and I get in her car. So we chilling, talking and stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, this ain't YouTube. Okay, so we get in the back seat, and we chilling, we talking. I'm gonna say we talking about we in the back seat talking about video games. I'm gonna say it like that. We're talking about video games. Some of the greatest video games ever played. We was playing them games, but we was playing them games, boy. We was playing them games. So next thing you know, I see a car coming. It's not even 5 minutes. A car. I see some lights. I look. I was the cops. So we was chilling in the back seat. We don't sit there act like we just talking. We sitting there, and I put the games up, and the dude comes to the back seat. We just sitting there, and she like, hey, what's up? And he like, what y'all doing? You say, the park's closed, And I was like, oh yeah, I know. She's like, well, I'm not from around here, so I didn't know. And me, I like, yeah, I just told her to come here. Whatever we said. And he like, well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna give you a warning, but y'all not supposed to be here, So I'm thinking, we finna get out and leave, right? So I'm still sitting in the back seat. Well, can you step out the car, right quick? And that's when things started getting kind of different. So he stepped out the car. I thought he finna like, okay, y'all not supposed to be here. This is a warning. I don't want to see you no more. So he steps out the car, and then he's like, you got a thing in this car? That's her car, right? So you got a thing in this car? I'm like, nah. And now, for some reason, he wants to, like every cop does, they want to illegally search your car. So, look, it's dark. It's me, her, this cop. So nobody's around. There's nobody, no house, nothing. So, okay, whatever. Yeah, do what you want to do. She like, okay. And I'm thinking, okay, well, she ain't got nothing. I don't know if she's smoking nothing. So I'm thinking, hell, hope she ain't got nothing. She's calm, so she's like, well, let me sit back here in the back where the back is, and I'll be done in a minute. So she on the phone, just texting and doing whatever she want to do. I'm like, okay, she don't seems too worried until he reached for a purse. And she like, oh, you can't do that. And he's like, yes, I can. And she like, no, you can't do that. Like, yes, I can. when I suspect there's something in his car like marijuana. He pulls out a little bag of marijuana, and oh, touchdown. Okay, so this is when I'm like, oh shit, my heart dropped. Like, what the? This girl had like a thing of marijuana. Now she said, oh, that's not mine. It was, I'm just holding it for somebody. It's not mine. And I'm like, that's not mine. It's not even my car, so I don't know what the hell's going on. And what does he do? He walks past her. Now he's in the driver's seat. He get out the driver. He was in the driver's side when he got the car. When he looked at the found the weed, he gets out the driver's side. He walks past her around to get to me and handcuffs me. Doesn't say that, just handcuffs me. I'm like, what? She like, what are you doing that for? He like, if I don't, you saying it's hers. He's saying you don't know. I don't know. So I'm just gonna put you both in handcuffs. But he really wanted. He thought it was mine. So we in handcuffs. He puts her in handcuffs. Then he puts her in handcuffs. Now she's starting to cry. So good. I shut the hell up. You knew what you had in there. And so we sit there. All of a sudden another cop comes. This cop comes, and now I'm sitting on the ground, handcuffed, looking at the back seat. Like, I'm sitting on the ground on this concrete, looking at the back seat, and I see my phone. And I see it in the seat where I could either get up and grab it in the back, or I could because my niece was at the house at the time. You know, I'm right down the street from the house, so I'm trying to maybe I could call her, tell her come over here and clear this up. But I'm like, nah, because this somebody had got shot or something happened. I don't think it was Trayvon Martin. It's been about 4 years. It was something with the cop. A cop did something to a black person. And it might have been, it was a shooting. Yeah, it was one of those. It pretty much one of those. Might have been Sandra Bland. I don't think it was. It was one of those, right? So I know what the cops do. So I'm sitting there. This cop comes, and then he say, "Well, y'all," he gets us up, and now we sitting on the side. Like, we walk from the car, and he gets us up. And said he gets me up, helps me up, and we sitting on the little walkway part now. So we both sitting there. The cop come, and the other cop is still searching. The one that found the read is still searching and searching and searching, and this guy, other cop is kind of just talking to me. I don't know why cops do this. Every time I get stopped, or I don't get stopped, I'm not a criminal, y'all. Shut up. But every time like something happened, it's never my fault. They start want to talk to you and have a little small talk. Like, oh, what you do? Oh, I did this inventory thing. So like, oh, yo, how long does it take to count Walmart and stuff? Like, I don't want to tell you. I want to talk about stuff. And he's trying to ask, this little talk, and the dude was cool, pretty cool. And he asked, are they being detained or they arrested? And now he's like, oh, they're just being detained right now. But when he first got there, we was arrested. Like, I was arrested at least. From my knowledge, he didn't say nothing. He didn't even say nothing. He just handcuffed. He didn't say anything. He just walked to me handcuffed. And the thing that I knew he was trying to, he started getting aggressive with me. Like, he told me to do something with my hand. He's like, put your hand behind your back and wrist and turn your wrist or something. And I didn't. I tried to do it. And he like, put your hand behind your back and turn it like. And I guess he thought I was gonna be. See, that was what I knew. I like, he's trying to get aggressive with me. He wants to do something. That's when I know. Okay, just do whatever he say. So he's saying they been detained. So now this girl's still crying. Like, man, you knew on that. You had this stuff in the car. What the hell's wrong with you and stuff? And he's like, now he asked the girl. He like, what you want to do with you? What you want to do with your car? It's like, oh no, my mom will come get us something. Cause now I know she's going to jail. Right, she's going to jail. So now I'm thinking, dang, what the hell's happening? I'm finna have a record. I'm finna have a weed charge that had nothing to do with me. And like, I'm like, this is because I don't got no charge, no nothing. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, just like, what the hell's finna happen? I'm thinking in my head, what number? This last time, did I tell you the one I got stopped when I was younger? I'll tell you the next story. The first one I stopped when I left TJC. But anyway, I'm thinking in my head, who number do I know? Because I don't save numbers in my head. I just save them as names in my phone. So who number do I know that I can call? I know the house number, but I think my mom and it wasn't there or something. So he's sitting there. He tells her what she finna do. She crying. She la 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 la. Then he looks at me. He's like, "Come here, get up." And like, he never looked at my car. He never once searched my car. Never looked. He was still in her car trying to find something. Never found anything else besides that. And he's like, "Here, get up." He unhandcuffs me and says, "Here, your phone's on the back of the thing. I advise you to get your phone and get out of here." And I shot out faster than Speedy Gonzalez. I was like, okay, bam, good. I didn't give a damn what she did to her. I went home, and the next day, I'm at the pawn shop, and guess who I see? That girl. She told me what happened was she was never in a jail cell. Now I know this from because I know people that went to jail or got arrested. You sit in the lobby for like hours before you even go get booked in. So she was sitting in the lobby watching TV and never got booked in and finally got the bail. And like, yeah, I'm gonna take it to court because a woman was supposed to search me, and and they didn't have a woman there or something. It was some. She never did go to court about it, but she like, you a witness for it, okay? And I was like, dang. Well, I dodged the bullet because I mean I know I probably would have went, and if they would have blamed it on me, I probably would have got booked in. I never been to jail like that, but I'm thinking, they kind of dated on her because she was just a woman, but I dodged the bullet there, and that's like I know everything with the cops going on. The cops that he wanted to do something. He wanted to kind of get aggressive with me during them, but I ended up just being calm about it and got out the situation. But now I know you can say, hey, the dude who got killed in Wolf City, he made a whole post about, hey, y'all talking about the white cops and the white cops saved my life or something about that. He was pretty much praising the cops and ended up being killed by one. I know that we say that. And I know that's bad. We never know. I don't know what happened. I got to watch the video. I think they got a video about it. But every cop, I know, even the ones that trying to do something to you, hey, they could. You can still get away. You can still. There's sometimes you can get out of situations sometimes. Like, I wasn't going to fight them, so I wasn't going to get aggressive. And that's just who I am. I wasn't going to walk away. I wasn't going to do nothing like that. I know a lot of people say, well, Jacob Blake took off walking. And if he didn't take off walking, we got shot. No, I would have never did that. But as we different people, different things. But you watch these cops, man, especially in Frankston. I got a Frankston story I'm gonna tell you next week. This is good. Don't go to Frankston late at night, coming from Palestine. Oh man, Palestine, boy, Palestine. I got some memories in Palestine. I can't tell you that we on you. No, we don't know. We ain't on YouTube yet. Okay, yeah, Palestine, Texas. Those are the days, man. Those are the days. Palestine, Longview. I swear, Longview was my greatest. Longview, Texas. My days when I used to do some things in Longview. All the women I knew in Longview. I know y'all probably gone, married, and whatever. But I remember what y'all used to be. Y'all Longview women. Some of y'all might be listening to the podcast. I remember what y'all used to be. I swear, Longview had some. They had some people. They had some character. I name one name. I can tell you right now. One name. I ain't gonna say Nick. I know she probably not even live. I think she blocked me like 3 years ago. But I could do whatever I wanted to this person. You could go anywhere. It could be 5 in the morning, and and they would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come get you." Okay, whatever. That was like how long we was. But anyway, No Huddle Podcast. Follow me on Instagram, DLCCP, and Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Once I get to 1K subscribers, I can get demonetized. It's good stuff. If you don't like the stuff, the bad, the mad and stuff, I said I didn't like it when I first started doing it. I ended up watching. It's pretty interesting. A lot of funny stuff. Like, you got to go to my boy Jovan Lanky, aka Yo Mama. He makes the greatest videos ever. He doesn't even play the game. He'll talk about the game for 2 hours, and you'll be entertained your whole time. Like, you gotta listen to this dude. He out of California. Shout out to who else should I shout out to? Just people. If you got a business, we need sponsors. I got a lot of sponsors on this website that I'm looking at that I'm trying to get into. So I got to keep making more episodes so that they can see the analytics and say that, okay, a lot of people download the thing, and this is like getting paid to do these things. Like, I've seen. I ain't gonna tell you number. I've seen the numbers for like doing one sponsor ad could be something worth more than some of y'all would make in a week. I'm like, wow. Just do one. Just to talk about this 1 minute. To do 1 minute. I like, yeah. We trying to get that, and so that's this. Just keep downloading, keep sharing. We're gonna keep doing it. We want to talk about. Yeah, just send questions. You want to talk about something? You want to talk about your mama? You want us to talk about anything? We'll talk about anything. You want to fight somebody? We'll talk about it. Well, you can get on to there. I don't care. Hey, you want to slap somebody? Tell us. We'll tell you. We'll tell the person you want to say. You want to slap one of the coaches for acting stupid and not playing the right people? Come on. You want to get on the show? You want to get on the show? But if you got a business, hit me up in the email and my D. You send me in my DM because that's why I always see my DM. So hit me up, hit CJ up, uh, everybody, and y'all. I give you a great. I'm not gonna give you the price that I seen on these other websites, but I'm gonna give you easy. I might say what $20, $25 just for placement. It's nothing, and I'm thinking that's more than I'm telling you the numbers I've seen on these the ones that they willing to pay. You be like, wow, you gonna be a podcaster then you seen them numbers. But yeah, we out here. Hour 20 now. That's a pretty good hour 20. Yeah. So yeah, that's the No Huddle podcast. Hopefully we'll see a game next week. What the thing? Lancaster, Horn. Yeah. I heard they weren't that good. I thought they got beat by Arlington Bowie. Like they got blown out. So we'll probably see. Yeah, I think they got blown out by them or something like that. But yeah, we out of here.